do you sum this one up from an offensive standpoint? Was it something you guys did to yourself or they did to you, or how much of it was a combination of both?
I think a lot of it was us. I mean, they're a good defense, they're a good team. I feel like there's plays that, we wish we could have had back. But no, they played well. But we definitely could have played a lot better.
12 targets, 2 catches for you, really uncharacteristic. At least half of those were on 3rd and 4th down. What was the difference in those plays? It felt almost as if maybe you and Jared were not quite on the same page a little bit tonight.
Yeah, you have those games. But I think, when it mattered most, there was plays to be had, and we didn't make them. Some plays got batted down. There's just a lot of different stuff that happened. But at the end of the day, man, we were in the game. We had a chance to win it. We just, we came short.
To go 0 for 5 on 4th down, though, I mean, you guys, that's been your calling card for so long here in Detroit. Is that shocking in any way that you guys didn't even pick up one of those 5?
Yeah, we definitely want to be better than 0 for 5. We pride ourselves on when we do go for it. We want to convert every time. That wasn't the case today, so we got to get better, which we will be. I'm not too concerned with the guys that we have in this locker room, the coaches. We'll be just fine. So just get back to work, watch the tape, correct it, make sure we just don't make the same mistakes, because that's a good team. That's a team that won the Super Bowl last year. They got a good defense, so one of the best teams. So we got to, if we want to go, do big things this year, we got to beat teams like that.
You talked about this game a little bit being a measuring stick coming in, but if you guys don't play up to your standard in the game you're capable of, does it feel like it doesn't really tell you as much in the loss as people might expect?
At the end of the day, we still lost. However you want to look at it, I feel like, every team when they lose, most of the time they're going to say it was on them, they could have done better. But, it was a close game. It was close to the end. I feel like there definitely was plays that we left out there as an offense. I think defense played great. They played their tails off. Watching them go out there, they balled. So, but as an offense, we definitely left some plays out there. They made some good plays too on defense. Credit to them. But we can for sure be a lot better.
Just walking around on the field pregame, the wind was really blowing. Did that have any impact on the way you guys wanted to operate the offense today?
Not really. No, I wouldn't. The wind's not an excuse. The ball does move around a little, but that's not an excuse. We were still able to throw it. We still threw it. They still threw it. So yeah, that's no excuse.
To see this one get away.
It sucks. It really does. It's one where defensively we really felt like we had control of the game the whole time, and even ball was put on the 50-yard line a few times, and we were able to get really critical stops in those scenarios. So in terms of how we responded to adversity today is really something to build on for sure.
And especially when you guys talk about, I know that Dan said at the beginning of this year, the schedule is what the schedule is. We'll go anywhere, anytime, and match up against anyone. How much did you guys learn about yourselves and just where you are in competing with a team that won the Super Bowl last year?
Yeah, I didn't think there was ever any doubt in our team and going into this game. I thought we were all very confident, and it was kind of a defensive game and one where, we really just got to limit points as much as we can, and it's kind of one of those games.
The tush-push, you guys actually defended fairly well and got them to false start a couple of times. What is that play like when you line up and know what's coming?
It's huge. That's a credit to the big guys. I got in there on one, so I can say I was a part of it. But it's a credit to DJ, Aleem, Roy, and Tyleek. So it's like, and our linebackers going over the top. So it's really, I was watching it from the sideline, and it was damn impressive watching them do what they did.
Final question from me. 2 now at home. You guys know how to bounce back quite well. Just give me a sense of how this sets up, knowing you've got some big games right around the corner.
Yeah, again, we're, what are we, 6-4 now? I think obviously not ideal going into it, but I know we're gonna dig our way out of this, and we are close. Just winning as a team every week, and I know Dan will have us ready.
Wow, that defensive performance, DB, was really incredible. Just talk to me about how you guys were able to do what you did against Saquon and holding them to just over 200 yards.
I think that we just got a bunch of people who want to get the job done. I think that Coach Shep put us in a great position this week to be able to go out there and execute that. We knew going in the game they had an explosive offense. We had to just eliminate the explosive, eliminate what they wanted to do, and I think we went out there and did that. I mean, still got to limit points. We preach that all the time. I mean, at the end of the day, they have to have less points than us, and as a defensive job, that's our job to do that. So, performance was all right, but it's a lot of stuff that we can correct as a defense, and we will do that. And I just feel like the sky's the limit for us, and most importantly is getting a win, and we didn't do that. So it's whatever we need to do as a defensive unit to make sure that happens. We'll correct that come next week for sure. So
how impressive is it to you that this defense just keeps getting better, even with the pieces and the guys that aren't available to you?
I mean, I just think, like I said, it's just a bunch of guys around who want to get the job done, put the work in week and week out. The chemistry, I mean, now we got to the point where a lot of guys been around each other for multiple years, which is good. And man, I think that when you look to your left and your right, you got a guy that's going to go out there and give his all for you. I mean, it just motivates you even more, and I think that's what we got, out there on the field. And I think that we're just depth-wise, we're deep. A lot of guys come in there, and there's no drop-off, which I love about this. We have the same expectations and standards for people who come in there. Like I said a couple weeks ago, whether they been here for a week, got here yesterday, the standard's a standard, and the guys come in there and do an incredible job. And it's amazing to see us keep progression and getting better. So.
Some of that start from the D-line and getting those big guys back and what they're doing to the run game.
100%. I mean, when you add a guy like a linebacker to addition, it just, it shows. Having Tyleek out there, DJ Reader, it's Hutch, and then a bunch of all the D-line will come in there. They do a phenomenal job, and it makes a huge difference. No doubt about that. I'm just super excited that we have those pieces for sure. So
I know 6-4 isn't where you wanted to be, and Hutch said it's a little bit of a hole, but we'll dig ourselves out. You guys now have 3 games at home. How confident are you in this team's ability just to flush this one and move forward?
I mean, Dan said it. I mean, if we can go out and hold a team like that, who's supposedly one of the best in the league, to 16 points, that just shows you what it is right there. We always get back on track. We always go back to the drawing board. We always go back to work each and every week, no matter what the outcome is. So I'm not concerned about that at all. I know what we're about, and we know what we're about, and I know what is to come. And, we're going to keep striving, and the goal is still the goal. So.
Call especially surprising, given it feels like they were letting both sides play a little bit throughout.
Yeah, but again, A.J. Brown, a really good player, all-pro player. Sometimes, those kind of players get those kind of calls, you know what I mean? So, and it is what it is. I got to do a better job.
Sorry, did any official give you an explanation of what they saw was a reason for that call?
No, I didn't ask for one. I let them do my job. I let them do their job. I try to do my job. So, it is what it is.
You guys were shorthanded again tonight on defense, but so many guys stepped up again as they have time and time again this year. Can you speak about what you guys were able to do defensively?
It goes back to what we preached, OTAs to camp, and now during the season, just holding the line. It doesn't matter who's out there, the standard is the standard. We go out there, we compete. We go out there and compete, at the highest level, and we try to help our team win games.
How many positives can you take away from a game like this, a team that just went to the Super Bowl and you hold them to 16 points?
Just, that's a good team, and we went out there, we fought to the end, from the first snap to the last whistle. We executed, came up short, we'll learn from it and continue to get better.
Talk about battling. That was a battle out there. You guys knew it was going to be a tough one. Just give me a sense of what is so tough about that defensive front you guys just faced.
Their personnel is really good. They're not necessarily an overly complicated defense, but they have really good players, and they can roll them through too. They have, 1 deep, 2 deep is all. They're all good players. So yeah, we just. I'm gonna need to watch the film, truthfully watch the film on this one, because it just felt like, we were just kind of trudging through everything. It was very difficult. So credit to them.
What was the game plan coming into tonight? I know that Dan always kind of sets the tone for the week of how you guys are going to attack a team.
I mean, I think for us in general, we want to establish the run and hit play action passes. Try to get them out of too high, and then take our shots when we can. Mix up personnels, and we were doing that as far as the play calls, but we just weren't getting the yards we needed to stay ahead of the chains.
It felt like there was a lot of success running to the outside, passing to the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a reason you guys had to get away from that?
I honestly don't know the answer to that. Yeah, I don't have an answer for that one.
Give me a sense, too. Was the wind a factor at all? 10 passes deflected, 5 of those at the defensive line.
As far as at the defensive line, no. I mean, that's just they're getting their hands up, and we got to keep our hands on them as a D line. I mean, they just did a good job of if they were, kind of locked down on their rush, and they would just get their hands up. As far as down the field, that's a Jared question or a receiver's question. I don't really know.
You guys live and die by third down, fourth down, especially going for it on fourth down, 0 for 5 on fourth down tonight. Yeah. How frustrating is that?
Yeah, that's not the brand of ball that we play. I mean, we go for those all the time because we have the personnel and we should be able to execute and get those, and we didn't. And we put our defense in a lot of tough positions. And give those guys credit on defense. They played a hell of a game. And we need to do a lot more on offense to help them out.
Every game is different. Every opponent is different. But after what you guys and how efficient you guys were last week, was it kind of surprising tonight that you guys were trudging through it a little bit?
Yeah, we expected to play much better. We thought we matched up really well with them. And ultimately, we just didn't get the results that we were hoping for.